I went to the haematology ward. Everyone had cancer, everyone was bald, they were walking around really weak, and I was just crying and crying and crying, and I knew. I'm Leah. I was 22 when I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. I started to have stomach problems. So after I would eat at night, I was up with severe pain and I couldn't vomit, I couldn't do anything to get out of this pain. And this went on for about 2 weeks. I thought I had IBS, but I did have a lot of fatigue and breathlessness. I'm always generally quite tired, so I didn't think anything was different, especially with university. I'm always love to sleep. But the breathlessness, I noticed that when I was struggling to walk up the stairs to my room, that's when I thought, I didn't think anything of it, but because I'm quite unfit, but I did think, I'm more breathless than usual. So I went to the doctor and she said, you have acid reflux. I said, no, and nothing changed. So I went back to the doctor, the GP, and she said, maybe you have gallstones. I said, I don't have gallstones. I don't have a fatty diet. I knew that I didn't have gallstones. She said, this is very common with women. So I went to the hospital, the Royal Free Hospital, for an ultrasound, and straight away he said, you don't have gallstones. So in the hospital I had a blood test, and time went on and I was losing a lot of weight. I think I lost about 2 stone because I wasn't eating. I was scared to eat because it would just give me a stomachache straight away. It wasn't at night anymore. Now it was as soon as I took a bite, my stomach was in agony. So I lost a lot of weight, and the doctor called me back. The GP called me back 2 weeks later and said, your inflammation rate is high and your platelets are low. And she said, I'm going to refer you to the haematologist. So she said the normal time would be 10 weeks. So she said, I'm going to put you on the speedy list. That is for cancer patients, but I just don't think you'll make it otherwise, because I was losing a lot of weight. So I don't think she meant that I had cancer, but just because of my symptoms and how much weight I was losing, how I wasn't eating. So I went to the haematologist with my mum, and she said, explain to me everything from the beginning to the end. So I told her everything, and and then she said to me that I don't really know what I can do for you. She said, you should have been referred to the tummy doctor because this just seems like you need a scan and you need to see what's going on inside. And I just broke down. I was so hungry. I haven't been eating. I was just like, is there anything you can do? And I started crying, and she said, okay, look, we'll take some more bloods and we'll see what happens from there. So she did a full blood test, and she called me the next day. I went the next day with my parents to the Royal Free Hospital, and I went to the haematology ward. Everyone had cancer, everyone was bald, they were walking around really weak, and I was just crying and crying and crying, and I knew. But my mom was saying, it's fine, you just have an infection, it's fine, they're going to fix it. But I knew. Then the doctor came, and she came with a nurse, and then we went into the room, and she just said, I'm so sorry to say that you have leukemia.